What's that sound? It's news! The skeleton has a smile on his face. That means there's something in the air. News! The skeleton has Danny's World. News! I cannot wait. I'm jumping with glee. Because I finally have something to talk about. It's Danny's World. News! I don't even tell. I'm excited. So in case you were unaware, we got new information on Danny's World's new tune that's coming out, Blot. I'll tell you the whole story on that. There's a new skin coming out. Yes, that's true. That's real. I'm a little late. We'll talk about it. There's also a new game coming out. No, actually, do you guys remember when I turned into Springtrap? Yo, Yada Show. Whenever Sprout smacked Cosmo in the face, except it wasn't her hand, it was her mouth. It was her. They kissed. There's a new game of that. There might be some other lore that I missed. You know what? Let's just go. Let's just get it. Let's just go. So this probably isn't that new to you, but it's new to me still. In case you haven't seen, here's a different version of Flight when he used to walk. Yeah, this is really old stuff, but you might not seen it. He looks cool. And here's Twisted Flight running. I mean, it's not as cool as Flint Lockwood, but the way his robe kind of splits at the end reminds me of opening a banana peel. Why did I say that? Next up, I wanted to look at this. Before you go anywhere, I am going to talk about new information on Blot. There is actual real stuff that's being said about enough for me to actually make a video about it. So Days Evion's timeline's getting real weird with the Easter update, and I agree because it's starting to make Arthur Walton look like a bad man. I haven't heard anyone talk about this, but like Bassie is still a main character. From what I've gathered in previous lore, it sounds like all the humans have abandoned Garden View and the place is completely shut down. So what I'm confused about is why Bassie is currently feeling threatened about her status as the main. It makes it sound like the letter Delilah sent to Arthur about Bassie quite recently. I don't know why Bassie would be scared to lose her position if there weren't any humans still around to demote her. Is it possible that Arthur and Delilah are still present and somehow still in charge at Garden View? We know the Toon handlers left, but I don't think it ever said anything about the founders. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this. It's a good point. Do you guys think that Arthur and Delilah are still pulling strings behind the scenes? But yeah, the Toon handlers this is a really good theory. I could totally see the Toon handlers still being there and whispering in Danny's ear. Shout out to Sweet Blood Comic for actually putting this idea in my head. Top comment is, which everyone knows means it's fact. This is the truth. She has been conditioned. The same applies to other Toons like Shelly. None of their statuses matter now, but they have a fully human conscience. Obviously, they're still mentally ill. I mean, that didn't really answer my question, but they feel like this. Your early life and earlier experiences condition you to act in certain ways, both positive and negative. Like, if you are feeling thirsty, you would be taught to get something to drink. If you are hungry, you eat. And to use a negative example, if you have been yelled a lot when you were young, any heightened volume will set off your anxiety. Bassie, at least personally in my interpretation, was always aware her status was in danger as a main. I mean, when you think Easter, you wouldn't think flower bag. Got him. Sorry. And it is even implied that the bunny of the four was going to be the main. Even if now her status is both A, not in danger, and B, not fully important, she still has that fear of being replaced. Shelly's another example of it where is genuinely surprised others take an interest in her. Yeah, she knows her friends do enjoy her company, but being ignored often tends to make one think once or twice about themselves, you know? Inside of her own head, she's so conditioned to basically have paranoia and panic. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? But if this place is completely abandoned, has anyone talked about why the train still works? Obviously, no one's coming to and from Garden View. Why is it still on? Either way, the reason why you came in this video, Blot. Let's talk about that. First and foremost, you need to know who Blot is, which in case you're wondering, does have an official card on the Danny's World Wiki because he's gonna be coming out. We found out about Sir Blot with Yada's fat mouth. When Yada was talking to Glisten, Glisten was like, so you do a bunch of clown stuff with your little clown group? And Yada was all like, is that a clown group? It's a circus troupe. And Glisten was all like, right, well, aren't you all clowns? And Yada was like, nah, dog. Louis kinda is, but otherwise I'm an acrobat and Blot's a mime. And Glisten's like, oh yeah, I guess that's not as bad as I thought. Either way, Blot's a mime. So we found out that the new character, the third member of the circus troupe, which we know the circus troupe, honestly, I forget where. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Either way, QWEL finally talked more about Blot the Mime. All that's known about Blot is that their occupation is that of a mime and that they will be released in the future. What time in the future? When is it coming out? Well, guess what? I get a fine finally tell you. So this is everything we literally know about Blot so far. It started out with this rig right here. Everyone saw this rig, and it was pulled from someone's inventory, and everyone thought that this was the official Blot design. And honestly, you could have fooled me. I thought it was too. But then that was proven to be fake. But how do we know that that design was fake? Well, you see, the developer did it themselves. As in, put a stop to it relatively fast. Just a note for you all. I think it's best to stop with misinformation on leaks. QWEL put her foot down and said, Blot's model hasn't even been made. This is someone's OC most likely, or a headcanon design. And they can't hack any new content out with how Roblox work. Being genuine, I don't want you all being lied to again. So we go with this fake news ASAP with this. There was no Blot model leak. This happened like over 2 months ago, which to me feels like it happened last freaking week. With that being said, I don't know when this was revealed, but someone said, hey, QWEL, you got any more info on Blot? QWEL just said, silly. So Blot's gonna be silly. I don't know how you could possibly be more silly than Yada, but I guess we're gonna find out. And also, literally 4 or 5 days ago, QWEL said that Blot needs more time for production, which is fine because we did just get the biggest update Danger ever has in the Easter update just a handful of days ago. And the most important thing, the craziest thing, is QWEL is showing favoritism. For those of you that don't know, it is public information that QWEL's favorite tune is Dandy. However, that might be due to change. Why is it that? You might say, you stupid freaking skeleton. Unrelated to what I'm replying to, but who is your favorite design of the circus trio? With no hesitation, QWEL replies, Blot. So we know for a fact favorite of the circus troupe. Does that mean it's her favorite tune overall? I don't know. Big news for the unemployed today. Big news. Either way, that's not all that I'm going to talk about today. There's two more things that I want to talk about. Do you guys remember this video? Danny's World Ready, Set, Go, Sprout. You know, when I crashed out. Well, what if I told you that video, that game, is getting a sequel? Actually, check this one out, gamers. By Kelps Nation, the creator of the original Go Sprout Go, posted this. Keep going, Sprout. And this was made 2 months ago. So that got me thinking, is there anything else that's been made about the sequel? I don't think so. That could be. What's this? Oh, I've had enough of this. Either way, Go Sprout Go is getting a sequel. Hopefully. There's one last thing that I wanted to talk about. I've talked about it in the past, but I haven't talked about it in a while. QWEL's talk about the idea of Razzle and Dazzle's ability change. Cute Dude made a video on it, so I want to check out his thoughts. Hi, Past Skeleton here. I accidentally muted the audio, but I don't have time to go back and re-add it. The idea is the ability that you can control Razzle or Dazzle, as in you can press F and switch between the two of them. There you go. This person says, I feel like that would be so cool, and also making the cooldown long. If you could actually switch between the two of them, which a lot of people originally had quite a bit of pushback to it, and it didn't end up happening, and it still hasn't happened, and I don't think it will happen. Essentially being able to change between which character you're playing. Considering that Razzle and Dazzle is my favorite character, I would like to see him get some type of a buff, but I think being able to change between the two of them whenever would be very, very cool, as long as there's the option to resort it back to its original version. Like, you could do one or the other. Then that would be very, very cool, because then that would allow it for Razzle and Dazzle to still be in the meta. Either way, that's all I have for you guys. Let me know what you guys think about the new lore. Let me know what you guys think about Blot. Let me know what you guys think about ability changes and the sequel to Go Sprout Go. Thank you for watching. Bye.